So I'm just sharing this with a few folks I've been talking to kind of help you understand some of the tools I've been using. I often start with Perplexity, and I do some research here, which is just a search engine that's got great integration to LLM. Often I also do that in ChatGPT. I'm liking 4.5, although I think the model is going away pretty soon. And here's what I did in ChatGPT 4.5 a couple days ago. I basically asked a question about how to build the best pizza using Pizza Rock and the Pizza Bible book that I purchased after I went to Vegas and tried really good pizza. Ian, that was great to have dinner with you, and Eric and Terry, my friends at Databricks, and my colleague and friend from GM. And then I said, hey, maybe we could build a local partnership. How do we make great pizza in a home oven? Ask a lot of questions. Use a bunch of different personas as you do it. Have a persona of, and it gave me some really good output. That output I used to create the app that I actually deployed. I'm actually redeployed the app, but it gives me award-winning pizza, watch tutorials. It gives me best-selling products, so I can go do that. It also gives me some really cool pizzas, and each of the pizzas have one best pizza in Italy, right? Then there's some master classes. We have some made-up quotes from our customers. And we can also do things like buy bundles, equipment, dough kits, tutorials, take online classes, do shipping, and work with local partners. So that's very cool. And that was with Replit. By the way, I did a different thing. I built a prompt study guide that I thought was very cool. This is in Lovable. Again, this is another one of those tools for developers who don't like to work as hard, or for people who maybe don't know how to develop as well. And you can go ahead and connect that to your GitHub. You can invite people to it. I actually made this because I thought it was kind of an interesting thing to say, how do we do prompts? And prompting won't be a skill forever. Prompting will just be a skill for a while, because most of the best sort of apps that I've seen do sort of suggested prompting. But we could say, explore the features of certain prompts. So I said, let's start with GitHub, Copilot, and Microsoft 365 GitHub, or Copilot. But I might also want to add some of my other favorite products from Google, I love Claude. There's a lot of different things. Then how do you build a prompt? This is kind of an interesting idea. How do you do that? How do you generate a prompt? And this is for people, again, who've never built a prompt, but this is kind of fun. And then this is a way to actually show how the prompting is going. That's kind of fun. I think, by the way, there's some future to that one. So I actually launched that bad boy. I was playing around with Bolt a lot. I won't go into that right now today. I was also doing 11 labs, and I was calling some conversational AI because I'm working with a team in Mexico, and I was hoping to maybe do some interesting speech, cloning my own voice, and having it speak Spanish a little more naturally. But this didn't turn out to be as easy as I thought it would be, and also not very high quality. Of course, I love Anthropic. I love the Claude stuff, and I'll share that kind of in a different area. The most interesting one for me, though, is probably Devin. So I'm a big fan, as you probably know, I'm a big fan of Lenny's blog, Lenny's newsletter. And I started with a really bad prompt. I said, I'm writing a study app for prompting that would use other prompting guides. My test strategy is to have a ring of testers, very much like the Office 365 kind of ring of testers, alpha, beta, RTM sustained. And then you integrate it to GitHub, you do a little bit of work, and it's already started with some sort of basic deployments here. Now it's going to give me a study session, a practice section, a testing ring, and a CI/CD pipeline. I want to actually have 5 or 6 of these agents deployed, and so I'm going to be playing around with this a fair bit tonight. I'll stop there. I don't want to be boring. This is just to kind of share where I am. I've talked to a lot of people over the week about what they're working on. Let me know if this is useful. Take care, folks. Bye-bye.